Hey, Raindrops. The Monday Night Live crew is headed to New York City. We have a live show on Sunday, September 20th at the City Winery in New York City. That's right. Come see me, Carlos King, Blue Centric, Claudia Jordan, and Dustin Ross live on stage in New York City. Sunday, September 20th, City Winery. Get your tickets at kingdomrainint.com.
Wheel. So, Jesus, take the wheel, please.
Is it me? Is it you? Is it you? Is it me? I know one thing, Raindrops. It's OC Recap Fridays. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it's Saturday. So good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to those who are listening
Hope
on
you're sleeping in on
audio.
Saturday, everybody. I hope you're sleeping in and watching the pod on the Saturday, or well, yeah, on
Yes,
Saturday.
yes. No, I feel like it's something that they do. Listen, I was a young boy. Saturday mornings, Alexis, I would watch Saved by the Bell.
Ah!
You know.
You know what though, Carlos? We are the same age because I would too.
Yeah, see?
I mean, we're close
No,
to we're in the same era. That's the good thing. Because I have a
no,
lot of older
yeah.
friends. I have a lot of friends that are in the 60s that would never have watched Saved by the Bell because I'm turning 50. So it's like Saved by the Bell was a non-thing to the 60-year-olds. So yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. No, that's our era. So I feel like for this new era of people, I mean, they have, excuse me, they have us to watch Saturday mornings. So I am
Carlos
Zach.
King is comparing us to Saved by the
Yes.
Bell.
Okay. I'm Zach Morris. Who
No.
are you?
Oh, what was his girlfriend's name? The
Kelly
girl.
Kapowski?
That's me. That's me. Hands down. Okay, so we are the couple. That's why we have this charisma. That's the
Ah!
couple.
Although I must say,
Huh?
that Mario Lopez looks amazing.
I mean, does he age a day?
No,
We
he
need
looks
his
good.
doctor or his skincare regimen, Carlos. Are you friends with him? I've done a lot of
I
interviews
used to
with him, but
be.
can you please? In fact, my doctor, my surgeon was just on his show on some news thing on Monday, so that hasn't aired yet. But I can't wait to hear what they had to say about my face. But anyway, if you were friends enough with him, it would be fun to find out his skincare regimen so we can all stay youthful like him.
Well, listen, I have no problem sliding in DMs.
I do.
Little hint to the raindrops for that little tea I just dropped. But we have to get into this episode of Orange County. A lot happened in this episode.
Can't
Alexa.
wait to hear what you have to say.
Well,
Like we said, there's no script, so I don't know where you're going, but please tell me what happened this episode.
okay, well, let's start to get into the fact that the ladies are in Viva Las Vegas, honey. And we are now past the point of the room selections being dramatized. We'll get into what happened between Heather and Shannon in a second. But the episode picks up where the ladies are in their sprinters, individual sprinters. And we find out that Carmela's 14-year-old daughter is sick. Obviously, as a mom, she's concerned about her daughter being sick. Her daughter's 14. Her big sister is also there, making sure she's okay. In addition to her boyfriend Danny checking in as well to make sure everything's okay as Carmela is working. Okay, she's getting paid to be on this show. Before
Yes.
we get to the main drama that occurred with Vicky in this episode and Carmela, I want to start off by first asking you, like, look, as a mama bear, and I'm not one, right?
You
But
are a Papa Bear. You have dogs. You are a Papa Bear. So don't
I'm a
discount.
papa bear. Okay. I've been 14 years old. I've been sick, right? I was a mama's boy. But being 14 and sick, I never looked at it as if my mother should be there nursing me back to health because at 14, if I'm able to do all of these things by myself with my big brother or big sister there, um, did you find it to be something as a mom that if you were on a girls' trip, would you not go on your girls' trip because your 14-year-old is sick?
I am 1,000,000% Carmela, team Carmela on this one. My kids, even now at 18, I will come back home because I've just been that mom. I am that mom. I want my kids to feel like I'll bring them the cold rag. I will bring them the Advil. I'm like, I don't care. Like for me, my friends take a way back seat and my life takes a way back seat to my kids. So I am team Carmela. I would have the IV being sent to my kid. I still go to doctor appointments with my adult children. I still help them because they're really, I'm sorry, Carlos, at 18, everyone says they're grown up. They're not. They don't even understand the world at all. They don't know what's happening. No, my 14-year-old are still like, maybe I am too much of a nurturer, but I feel like I support Carmela on that. I would, and by the way, when my kids would get sick, no matter what age, if they were at their dad's, which they rarely stay at, but if they ever were, they'd come right back home and be like, Mom, I'm in bed sick. And I would hurry my day around and then come home and just be in the house, give them some soup, give them the water, whatever. I just feel like it's a nurturing thing. I don't know.
Oh, I love that. No, my
We're
mom
I'm
was the
opposite of
same
you on
way.
this one.
Yes, my mom was the same way because my mom was a housewife. So that was the beauty of growing up, having your mom at home with you, so that when things like this happen,
Well,
um,
let me ask you, if
yes.
your dog, which had an ear issue or something 2 weeks ago, was home sick, would you put your podcast on hold and your life on hold to take your dog to the vet? Or are you going to just say, oh, go handle yourself? Just go do it, go deal with it.
I would never say handle yourself because that's my baby.
Thank you.
Um, Listen, our podcast was delayed because I was on the phone with the
And
vet.
I knew it and I understood it. And I passed my day. I moved my day a few 30, 40 minutes down,
Yes,
you and your baby. So you are that dad. I'm
that's
sorry.
true.
All in the kettle the way it is. You are that dad.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, no, you're right. You're right. Okay, there you go. Um, Also, as they're getting ready in the sprinter, the girls asked Jen, about the fact that what is happening with Carmela giving you this opportunity to work for her, $20,000. Emily's like, look, this is what she said to me. It's interesting that everything is percolating with this opportunity that Jen has. And you and I have spoke about this in nauseum, but I do find it quite interesting that this seems to be the big thing that I feel like it's a conspiracy theory amongst Carmela's intentions.
I know, and I truly love the way Carmela handled it because she's just like, I don't understand what the big deal is here. I'm being nice. I'm giving handbags. I'm offering jobs. I try to uplift women. If everyone's going to have a problem with it, then that's their problem, not mine. I love her whole entire demeanor about it. And she lets everything roll off. She doesn't notice she's not getting caught up in all of it. She's kind of like,
No.
okay, I'm doing it for a good reason. My heart is pure. My heart is pure. And if they don't like it, F them. I mean, she said F them to Vicky like she's like F Vicky like seven. She used F bomb 7 times in a row. Bleep, 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 bleep. So I don't know. I think that what do you feel about it, Carlos? Because I just said what I said or feel.
The thing is this, I agree with you. I think it's one of those things where I understand this, and you and I again spoke about this before. Being the new girl on Housewives, you are going to get hazed. It's the rite of passage. It happens across all franchises, right? Not just OC. It happens on every show that you and I watch under the Housewives umbrella. So yes, we understand that Carmela is getting her hazing situation happening. I think what's fascinating to me is the minute things that they're harping on that I feel like they're trying to make a big deal about. And that to me is what's so strange about this particular
I
thing.
I think it's because we've watched so many other franchises, right? There's all the other ones. We've even done Beverly Hills, and it's almost like they have. some things start off kind of minute. It's like warming up. You're doing your stretches in the morning, but then all of a sudden it gets like the real beef, like real things that are real life issues come to play. I think the issue we have is that everything's about minute stuff. It's about who gets what room and about who gave a dildo and about, you know, uh, Carmela's trying to be nice and wants to offer someone 20 grand to be kind of an assistant role, which is what she would have paid her normal assistant, I'm sure. She doesn't just bring that number out of the blue. It's probably what she would have paid her other assistant to handle a job that she's going to make, 120,000 on. She gives 20,000 to whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just feel like it's all being very scrutinized with like I don't with wrong and almost like wrong intent. It's like it's an intention
Yeah.
that's not right.
No, it's wrong intentions. That's what it is. It's wrong intentions. And again, I get the hazing thing. I've been a
I get it
producer
too. I get
for
it
these
too.
shows. I get it. I'm just shocked that it's so minute. The one thing I don't get is the fact that our girl Jen asked who found the Grand Canyon.
But then they all start talking about it instead of looking at her and going, "Oh my gosh, okay." They all start talking about it.
So guess what I did, Alexis
You put your
Jansen?
detective glasses on and you found out how it all came about.
Yes. So Alexis at the raindrops, I did ask ChatGPT, who found the Grand Canyon? Can I please tell you the answer ChatGPT gave me? You ready for it?
I am.
No single person found the Grand Canyon. Different groups encountered and documented it at different times. Okay, first thing is the indigenous people were first to know and live around the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
Ancestors of today's tribe and other tribes have lived in and around the Grand Canyon for thousands of years. So the first people to know it, indigenous people, thousands of years ago. The first Europeans to see it, Garcia Lopez de Cardenas and his Spanish expedition in 1540. Okay.
Is he related to Mario Lopez? And then they just dropped the second half of the name? I mean, that's Mario, you need to go look at your heritage. Go do the 23andMe. You could have been part of the founding fathers of the Grand Canyon. There we go. Look at that. Or Jennifer Lopez. Let's all like all the Lopez's.
Or Mario Lopez. No, who's the other? George Lopez.
Yes, George. We're all helping you. Look at Carlos and I. We just figured everything out. We figured out the Grand Canyon. Okay, what are we gonna what next world monument are we gonna figure out? All our Lopez
Oh,
friends, we're DMing them after this podcast today, Carlos, and we're gonna
this
say
is
go back and maybe your family, your heritage dropped the last part of it.
oh shit. This is so funny. Yes, we need to figure that out. So I'm gonna DM George, Jennifer, and Mario, honey.
Thank you.
And we're
And
gonna
please,
find out
yeah, because I
who
don't DM, so you're gonna DM and you're gonna figure out. There you go.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll
Take one for
take
the
it for the
team.
team. Yes, take it for the team. Take it for the team. Take it for the team. What also occurred in the Grand Canyon. So Tamara gets emotional. Okay. Um, and Gina tells, well, let me just start by saying this. Tamara's getting emotional because she says that she's really trying not to get angered or triggered. Heather, her confessional, says that she loves this side of Tamara and it looks good on her, while Gina tells her that this year she can tell that Tamara is such a different person. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, I feel like the women are happier that Tamara's quiet because they don't have to be fearful of truth being told and like things coming out that they don't really want to hear. That's what I think. And so I'm starting to believe now, Carlos, I've always been kept half full. Now it's episode 7, or this was 7, right?
7, yeah.
Yeah. So I've always been cup half full, like that it's going to get juicy and this and that. I actually think they're going to let it play out this whole season like this. Like we're just going to have vanilla. We're having vanilla all season. I'm kind of starting to believe that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think Tamara is trying really hard And I think it's genuine because I think she's so sick of being the villain. I think she's just like over it. Like pass the hat on to someone else for the villain. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? But at the same time, there's so I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
I think so. Listen, and this is me speaking as producer. I know that come last season, a lot of people felt last season was dark, right? Um, I, as a viewer of OC, and I've said this to you before, and I've said this to the Raindrops, and I even said this to the producers, right?
Mhm.
And my friends who work on other franchises. I'm like, let me tell y'all something, baby. OC is becoming my favorite again. I said OC had 3 consecutive amazing seasons, and a lot of that had to do with the moment Tamara came back. The moment she came back, I felt that the show was right back to where it was in terms of being great. Then you made an appearance. We followed the reality of what was going on with you and Shannon based on your now husband and your friendships with these ladies. Katie Janella was there. I didn't think she was great, but I appreciated at least the reality being followed based on her not telling all the truth, right? And then being caught with her hand in a cookie jar. Then Gretchen came back, and you and I were both thrilled with that. And then, yes, we some things came about with Gretchen allegedly liking posts. I still was entertained by it though. I was still here for it. I love it.
Carlos, Carlos, it's real drama. That's the thing is it's real things.
Yeah.
It's not talking about who's getting what room and having a cook, a stick up our butt about we got the bad room again. It's like it's real stuff. So that's what I think we're both kind of missing. But keep going.
Yeah. So I understand the thought process. And again, I have no confirmation for this. I'm only speaking as a producer. I understand that if there was this conversation of okay, things got a little bit too dark, let's lighten it up a bit. I get that. I get that. I've had other shows where I felt like, that was a tough season. Let's make this more fun. But to your point, we still follow the real reality of the drama that was happening. And I do feel like this. I feel like there has been too much of trying to course correct what they may have deemed as dark. And it's becoming way too vanilla because not that much is happening that to me is worth following. Yes, you follow the reality of the purse, the dildo, the $20,000, the rooms, but that only deserves 1 or 2 scenes, not 3 consecutive episodes.
Not episodes. It doesn't deserve episodes. It deserves one scene. Oh my gosh. Okay, next episode, we're on to something else. 1,000,000%. So yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I'm like now I'm starting to go, we're almost to season 8. And by the way, season 8 with Beverly Hills, when it finally took off,
episode
Beverly
8.
I'm sorry, episode
Okay.
8, when it finally took off, Beverly Hills had 19 episodes or 21 or something like that. This one is having a lot less, and we're at season at episode 7, and we're still going, hmm, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm going to be honest. I still want to tune in, Carlos.
of
I'm not
course.
saying I don't want to tune in and watch. Okay. And I love the girls. I know it's hard. It's not easy work. I get it all. But, yeah. So next scene.
Yeah. And Alexa's like, yeah, bitch. Next. Okay.
Okay. Cause
Um,
you know what? We're going to get our day started earlier today because
yes, no, no.
we're
I
already halfway
will,
through.
but I wanted to add my 2 cents to yours on Tamara Judge,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
It's obvious that Tamra was possibly told to tone it down. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying it's obvious is because imagine Alexis and I on this podcast being like, "Hi, Alexis,
Hi, Carlos.
you good?
Yeah.
Great." It's so not our personality that people be like, wait.
They'd be like, are they stoned? Did they go smoke a blunt right before this podcast?
Yes, yes, yes. It wouldn't be natural. So my point is, it's just not natural for Tamra to be silent. It's not natural for Tamra to just sit there and just be like, okay, let's talk about the Dior bag. So again, I think what has happened was there was a conversation clearly about toning it down, and I respect it. But I definitely think it was, like I said, it was too corrected. And I'm hoping that come next season, we can find a fine line of meeting in the middle. That's all I'll say about that.
I
Okay.
I
Now,
kind of agree because when things go too right and then things go too left, it's like there is a happy medium. I agree with that,
yeah,
Carlos.
that's it.
I,
That's it. That's it. But I will go on record saying Carlos King the first. I have enjoyed the moment Tamara came back. I've enjoyed every single season. So I'll just listen. Not that people care, but I will say I had no problems with it. And I'm never going to take social media's comments of the 100 people of the 1% who's on social media and take that as the gospel.
I
So with
agree.
that being said, um the room drama happened again. So we hear from Emily. Emily tells Shannon um, pretty much about this room situation and how Heather is angered by the rooms. Shannon says Heather took off her shoes and said, "Whose room is this?" And Heather said, "Well, I took my shoes off. I'm claiming it." Emily said in her confessional that people just don't have it in them to argue with Heather because the moment you confront Heather, oh boy, you better be ready because she's not going to come with receipts and facts about that. So we're now being fed that Shannon and Heather are about to have a beef over this room. Do you buy that Heather took off her shoes? Which, by the way, if Heather did do that, I would have loved to have seen it, and I like it. I like that side of Heather personally.
So I think it's hysterical that instead of Heather going, "Oh, sorry, Shannon, I didn't mean to make you upset about the room. Next time you could just have the big room." Heather's like, "Oh no, we can flip a coin." It's like, okay, no, I'm not conceding to getting the second best room. I'm going to take the best room and then we can flip a coin if you really have an issue with it. That's what I took away from the whole scene. And I'm like, oh my God, that is hysterical. But it basically shows that she's not going down without a fight. She's taking that best damn room. And if you want it, you better be ready to make a stink about it and then flip a coin or do rock, paper, scissors.
Do something. But this is listen, I like, and this is my words, I like pretentious Heather. I love that side of her because when I do look at Heather, I do sometimes wonder, why aren't you on Beverly Hills? Because everything that she represents to me gives more Beverly Hills than OC. But I can also say, as a producer, I understand why the network and maybe the production company are like, you're staying on OC because
We
we
need you.
need some. We need you. We need someone like you on this show because you represent that lavish lifestyle that started this entire franchise, right? But
Well, no, because OC wealth is nothing like the Beverly Hills wealth. That's what
right.
you're saying, is what you're trying to say in kind words is Beverly Hills does have a different level of, I mean, wealthy people are wealthy people. I get it. But I'm saying, and this is not an insult or a dig, because I'm an
Mm-mm.
OC girl. So I'm just saying the wealth that the Beverly Hills women have is a different level than what the OC people have, except for Heather, and maybe Carmela. I don't know. Carmela seems like she might be at that category also, but Carmela doesn't have I think Carmela's perfect for OC. I don't think she's the Beverly Hills. I don't know. Do you think she'd be good in Beverly Hills? Carmela?
No, no, I think she fits OC
Yeah.
for sure.
I love her in OC. Okay.
I love her on OC.
Glad we figured that out. But yeah, so I think it is probably the producers just saying, Heather, sorry, we need you here. You bring a little different feel that we need to keep in Orange County. And you started by living here. You lived here at first. Now you live in Beverly Hills, but you did live here for a long
And
time.
for the record, she because I followed obviously the show. She officially like moved to Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I think they have like I don't know for sure now because I haven't talked to her for a while, but I think that they had like a penthouse or something at one of the
Right.
places in Beverly Hills. So yeah. Yeah.
I think she works perfect for the show. To see her and Shannon have this issue, Shannon looks visibly afraid of Heather. So even when
Hmm.
Shannon confronted Heather, Heather's Heather's disposition is so stoic that she has this glaze in her eye that she's like, let's go. Like she's ready for the war. And I felt through the television screen the palpitating heart of Shannon Bador. She looked afraid. She looked scared. She was nervous. And like you said, Alexis, the fact that Heather's like, we could have flipped a coin, but that's not what happened. And then Shannon was like, look, I don't agree with you. And says, in the moment, I should have said something, right? Like, I should have said something in the moment. And Heather's like, you should have. You definitely should have.
Heather's dismissive, but also Heather should just say, look, it's not a big deal. You can have the room next time. Like I'm not here about the room, but Heather's not saying that. Heather's like, no, I'm flipping. I'm still taking my 50% shot here. I'm going to take my 50% to try to get that room still. Like where if it was me and someone was coming to me being like, Alexis, you always get the best room. Like you always try to take the best room and you don't give anybody else another care in the world. And da, da, da. I'd be like, take the room. I don't care. Fine. I'll sleep on the couch, in fact. But Heather's like, hell no. I will flip a coin with you because I am taking that 50% shot.
Yes, because that's what she's accustomed to. Heather the Bro is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. In this moment, Shannon reveals she's very lonely, which I thought that was a cop out to end this beef or this issue, rather, not beef, to end this conversation with Heather. I didn't understand how you being lonely had any correlation to a assigned room.
Because
I, I
they're all lonely at that point. They're all staying in rooms alone except Emily and Gina. So everyone, no one has their dog or their puppet or their man. They're all in the room alone.
except Emily, she has a dildo, so she's the only
Emily
one.
has a dildo and Gina. So Emily's well prepared. She's good. She's not lonely by any
She's
measure.
good. She's good. She's good. She's good. I did want to ask you this, only because this did happen at the end of the episode, but since we're talking about this idea of Shannon being lonely, Heather did say that Shannon has never been with any man who deserved her. And I thought about you only because obviously we know that your now husband dated Shannon before, was on the show. So when Heather made that comment, how did you feel about that?
I think that it was obviously a maybe not even maybe she wasn't even trying to make a dig at John, but John is the best person that Shannon would ever have gotten, to be honest, if she could have kept him. So that's that. But he's the most amazing husband and the most amazing person in this world and the most giving person and all of that. But I feel like you attract what you give off. So if you can't find your person, then maybe do a self-assessment and see what can be done internally to then attract somebody that you do deserve. That's my outlook on life. What you give off, the energy you put off, the if you want to be victim or you want to be bold or you want to be kind or you want to be um selfish or you want to be like all these different things that go on in life. It's like manifest what you want, kind of like Amanda Francis working through me right now. Okay, thank you very much. But put exude what you want to pull into your life and you will attract it. It really does happen.
Alexis Jansen.
So I'm just saying, like, I mean, what you
I
give out
love
is what you
it.
pull in. So you'll find exactly the person that you're giving that energy to. And if you can't give a different energy, then that person's never going to come to you.
I was not expecting this answer. Oh my God. Like I
Well,
actually
I
am like,
wasn't either. Amanda, thank you for being on my Instagram now, for being on Beverly Hills for one season, because I don't care if you're a one-hit wonder. I love what you put out in this world. You should see my closet. I have a manifestation board now. And there you go.
listen, I am here for it. Look, you have like changed my perspective now.
Okay, wait. No. Go back. What was your perspective before?
Well, look, I thought, okay, my perspective before was this. When Heather said it, it stopped me in my tracks. It really did.
Did you think
Because
it was a dig? Did you think it was a dig towards my husband?
so I'm going to be very honest with you. I obviously thought of your husband because the only other person that I've seen Shannon be with on the show is her ex-husband.
Well, you
You
didn't watch
know,
that other dating show where she was with some other dude.
girl,
Okay. Well,
girl,
okay.
we're not going to act like that was a real dating show, please. No, like stop. No, please, please,
That's
please.
the producer Carlos right there.
Like, oh, please. That's why none of those women are with the men they're dating today. No.
Okay, go on.
So I only know Shannon with David, her ex-husband, and obviously with John. And then, yes, we know she went on dates here and there, but I'm talking about like consecutive seasons of watching this relationship. So when
Right.
Heather said it, I was I I was taken aback and I thought to myself, okay, the David thing I get because, listen, the cheating, no woman deserves to, nobody deserves to be cheated on, but especially a wife with children. I can't imagine what that feels like. So I
But
understood that from David. But when it
but
came
you
to,
know John, but you know John is the difference. And so
well, that was my, yeah.
you know who he is.
So,
And so
so with John, I was like, oh, well, that's not fair because I don't think John deserves that. Not only as somebody who watched the show, and John was always sweet to her, but obviously I've come to know you and John as well. And I just thought, look, nobody really had anything bad to say about John outside of Shannon. Like there's certain exes, for example, Brooks, right? Vicky's ex. Like that's when we know that not only what did Tamara or the rest of the women, but also her daughter was like, we don't like this guy.
guess what though, Carlos, except me, because I got to know Brooks a lot. And I was Team Vicky and Team Brooks at that point. Jim and I, my ex-husband and I both were at that point because we would go take soup over to Brooks and Brooks would be like, literally, Jim would call me and be like, he's in a robe. He's been throwing up. He's sicker than a dog. Like I bought into it too. So I loved that the girls had the glasses that could see through it all because I
Hmm.
bought into the whole lie also. It was to me, I thought Brooks was telling the truth and I felt so bad for Vicky. Now we obviously all know the truth. But I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent about Brooks now, but keep going about yeah.
Yeah. So, but the point is, I thought it was unnecessary, but I wasn't sure, and I'm being very honest. I wasn't sure because I'm all about intention. So I wasn't sure if Heather's intentions was to take a dig at John.
I
That's the
don't
only thing
know.
I didn't. Yeah.
And originally I was kind of like, like that because it is my husband. But then I thought, you know what? I think they were just trying to be kind in the moment to someone who's lonely, um, victim, like someone who's lonely. So I think that they were just trying to console her and be like, Shannon, you really do need to put yourself out there, this and that. But I don't know. So I then kind of I took a step back and I go, okay, if I'm really putting myself in Heather's shoes, you do have to say that. You have to say that to pump your girlfriend up and be like, yeah, you haven't found the person that's worthy of you yet. That's what you would say to your girlfriend who's hurting. You
Yeah.
would, regardless of how amazing John was to her and how much he did overdo everything and try his best that he could possibly do to handle her. It is like, you know, at the end of the day, to make Shannon feel better, you have to say, you haven't found your person. You haven't found the person that's worthy of you yet. So I can't wait
Yeah.
to see this guy, by the way. Cannot wait to meet this guy.
Yes, honey. Yes, yes. So, they make up, Heather and Shannon. They go to the casino table, and this is when the ladies start to question Carmela offering Jen the job. And Carmela made the comment we discussed earlier that she has never in her life been questioned about helping somebody. But Vicky takes it upon herself to say she feels like there's red flags when it comes to Carmela. She says it to her face. She asks her, "So where do you live? Like, do you live in the OC?" Carmela said she lives in Rancho Santa Fe, but she also has a home in the OC. And then Vicky wasn't satisfied with that answer, and then starts to tell her, "How dare you leave your kids while they're sick?" and question, a mother who would do that. And this is when I sat up straight and said, Heather DeBro, I may give you a hard time, and it's always warranted. But one thing I will say,
Ah,
I had to. But one thing I will say, Team Heather DeBro, the way that woman got up, went to Vicky's tough, went to Vicky, shut it down, move on. And Vicky's like, don't yell at me. Heather says, stand down. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Even Shannon is like, you can't criticize someone as a mother. And in that moment, I'm like, now this is the OC that I fell in love with. Alexis, as a mom and a friend to these ladies, what did you think about that
it's
moment?
it's honest to God truth. Like everyone says, you know how there's the hazing in a sorority and there's a hazing on the housewives? Everyone says also the other rules of thumb are you don't touch companies or businesses and you don't touch children. That is the number two. Those are the two things. It's like, yes, you know you're going to get hazed season one. Yes, then you move on and everything's okay, but you don't touch children and you don't touch businesses, because that's your livelihood, and everything else is all fair. Okay, a fair game. So yeah, I think that Heather was just like, I mean, because look, Heather and I have had the one thing that we have in common is we have children that we have to be extremely protective of because of the world that they are in, you know? And so I respect that. And I think that Vicky, I appreciated that at the end, Vicky went and apologized. And I felt the apology was authentic. I want to know your thoughts on that. I know I'm skipping ahead a couple scenes, but I
Mhm.
did feel the apology was authentic. And I think that Vicky went back to her room and thought about it and was like, you know, Carmela obviously just rubs Vicky wrong. There's no doubt about that. I think that Vicky got caught up in, you know how you get your adrenaline gets going, you get pissed off about something or someone, and then you just spout off. I think Vicky went back to her room and thought and was like, yeah, I should have peeled it back a little. And that's when she apologized. So good
I
job.
don't agree. I don't agree with you
Oh shoot. What?
at
What?
all.
How can you
No,
not agree with me on that? Okay, go.
no,
Okay.
I don't. I
Sure.
don't. I don't.
Oh, you think the producers or the women went to her and said, you need to apologize because this is too hard. Oh.
Based based on the flat, I don't think it was genuine. I think you know what it was to me.
Ah,
I think it was a moment where, listen, all of us, me included, right, have said things where we put our foot on our mouths,
of
and
course.
and it took other people to say, based on the temperature of where we are in the world, you can't say those things. You just can't, right? Like
Uh,
this will end up bad for you. Like I'm trying to protect your brand, your legacy, your position on the show. Um, I think
that's
Vicky did it because
perspective.
she had. I think she had to. I think
Perspective.
I think she was shocked, and I'll be honest with you. I was even shocked how they all stood up against her. Vicky's not a wallflower. Vicky's tough. And we've seen Heather. Um, the last time I saw Heather confront someone like that was when she did it to Kelly Dodd, where she told Kelly Dodd said the C word. And Heather got
Oh,
up and said, "We don't use that. You need to leave. You need to leave." And
Well, now
Kelly's
everybody
like,
uses that word, by the way. Now that word's like it's like picking getting a pickle out of a pickle jar now. Beverly Hills
well,
throws that word around like nothing now.
Doreek Hemsley, right? Hey,
So Heather
Doreek.
got in Kelly Dodd's face about that word.
Oh, it was one of the most iconic scenes because Kelly Dodd called, I forgot who it was, but she called someone a C word. Everybody was shocked because, again, it's OC and nobody really uses that word anymore. Heather Dubrow got up and literally put her finger in Kelly's face and said, "You need to leave. Get out of here."
I'm
And then
surprised Kelly Dodd did not hit Heather in the face.
it was her first season.
Oh,
And she was like, "Who are you? You're not my boss." And Heather left. I haven't seen Heather do that since. So to see her give that same vitriol to Vicky, it it, it made me love Heather. I was like, "Oh, Heather, I may I may be a fan." Because again,
okay.
in the
Heather's
words of Tamara Judge,
Carlos King around. Okay, Carlos.
hey, Heather, in the words of Tamara Judge, you're only as good as your last episode. And baby, this episode, I am Team Heather through and through. So I don't think it was. I listen, Vicky, and this is tough for me to say because I'm a Housewives viewer, but also former producer. And I will always give Vicky the props she deserves for what she did for this franchise. And it pains for me to say this, but watching Vicky on this show and watching Vicky on Ultimate Girls Trip, you and I haven't talked about that, so I'm not even sure you're watching it.
I am. Of course I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, I didn't
We
know.
talked about it last episode. We said
Oh, right, we did.
I didn't watch this week's though. I'm behind on TV right now because
Yeah,
yeah, but go ahead. What are you going to say about Vicky?
I think Vicky's time on Housewives have passed. I think
Not the front door. I
I
do
do.
not agree with you. Every episode or every scene of this season, or I'm so sorry. I'm getting all flustered now. You got me flustered, Carlos. Every scene on this episode that I laughed, it was because of Vicky Gunvalson. And I'm like, God, I just love that. I love it. I do not agree with you.
That's fair. That's fair.
This
And
is we need this is what we're doing next week when we first start the podcast. We are going to see a poll, take a poll from
I will.
your I want to know if they are team Vicky, yes, stay on, or team Vicky, it's time to go. So are you on team Carlos or are you on team Lex? I want to know.
This is what I will say. I think is one of those things where the the world has changed so much since Vicky started. This show has changed so much since Vicky started. I'm not saying Vicky hasn't had moments that I laughed at. It has. I'm saying watching Vicky twice a week and seeing how she's not making an effort to get to know these women. I don't want to watch that. She's not even trying to like have meaningful discussions with these women. She's not. Listen, if we're going to sit up here and call out someone like Katie Janela as an example of and Amanda Francis, let's have a real conversation. These are women who were polarizing on each show. 9 times out of 10, because I didn't ask and I don't want to know. 9 times out of 10, they were not asked back because they didn't forge relationships or friendships with these women, right? If that is the threshold that we decide who gets to come back, Vicky has not formed a friendship or relationship with any of these women outside the women she started with, which is Shannon and Tamara.
Ah,
She's not trying to get to know Gina and Emily. She's not. Like I will, and when she was in the Sprinter van, listen. I run a company myself, and you know this with me. I'm a workhorse. Sometimes I'm
yes,
late to whatever.
yes.
I'm not. I'm not. I don't talk to you with this podcast, and I do this. I don't bring my laptop to me when I'm riding around with my friends because this is the thing. As the owner of the company, the beautiful thing about being the owner, you pick out your own schedule. So if I know that I'm filming a scene with these girls from 2 to 5, I'm going to delegate duties to my team members from 2 to 5 and immerse myself in the scene. And I think it's obvious. It's obvious that Vicky believes she's bigger than the program.
Mm. I can appreciate what you say and you're entitled to your opinion, but I respectfully disagree. I
Yes.
think that,
What are you seeing out? What are you? Okay.
well,
What are
this
you
is my
seeing?
take on what you're just saying about the laptop in the minivan or the Sprinter when they're headed to the Grand Canyon. You film more than 3 hours in a scene, Carlos. It is you when you are on a girls' trip or on a girl the weekend or the the getaways, the trips with all the cast, all cast trips is what they're called. When you're
Yep.
on that, you are working 10 to 12 hour days. You are lucky if you get to go take a sip of water and go potty. And I know it's like, okay, well, cry me a fiddle, Alexis. I mean, you're on TV and you're making a lot of money or whatever. But anyway, it's like I don't blame her. The car rides are so like overplayed and you're talking so much. I would zone out in the car rides too some. And maybe I didn't have my laptop, but I might put on an iPod in my ear and play some music and just sit back. It's like you don't have to be on all the time because it's like you're really being on like 10 or 12 hours a day. Give the girl a break. If she wanted to do 5 emails and quiet down a little bit, I don't blame her. So I think Vicky brings enough of a different dynamic. Maybe she is getting her feet wet this season. I mean, because I have spoken to Vicky, and it is like it has evolved so much just in the 6 years she's been off. That now she's a full time cast. It has
Hmm.
evolved so much that it's a totally different animal. And
Yeah.
and we both agreed to that because when I went back season 18 and I was a friend of, so it's not even the same, total different animal. So I don't blame Vicky for taking her laptop and I think she's still bringing enough. I think she's funny. I think she's quirky, just the right amount of quirky. And I love seeing her. That's why I can't wait to see what the raindrops say because I haven't done any, you know, Andy Cohen should do a poll on Watch What Happens Live and ask everybody, are you glad Vicky's back or you think she should go? Are you team Carlos or team Alexis on this? I want to know.
Yeah. No, let us know in the comments, tweet us. And I won't even say what people are saying on social media
Okay,
because
don't. Yeah, good.
I always say you can't take social media comments as the gospel for how the audience at large looks at things.
Okay.
Um, However, with that being said, on social media, 99.9% of people are saying what I'm saying. And I'm not
We're
saying
not
that.
supposed to say that. We wanted to hear what the raindrops had to say.
No, no, no. But that's why I get the disclaimer. I'm saying that I'm not going to base it off of just that, which is why I'm encouraging the raindrops. If you're on YouTube, let us know in the YouTube comments. If you're listening to this on audio, let us know on Spotify comments. And we will report back next week.
Hey,
And let's see what happens. But like you said, the season is still, well, girl, it ain't still, is the mid-season. I'm like, it's still
yeah, because
early,
if there's
but
17, is 17 including the reunion?
it could be.
Wow.
It,
See,
it could it could be.
I haven't heard anything, so I didn't know if you had
Me
insight.
neither. Me
Oh,
neither.
you're
Me
just
neither.
guessing at 17. None of us know or have any
No.
idea. Okay. I thought
No.
one of us had an inside connection that maybe we would find out. Because last year I did. We both knew from some people last year.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. Um, I don't see it being a lot of episodes only because listen, let's see what the mid-season trailer.
Okay.
And that normally happens. Maybe
Now
we'll get it next week.
it'd be at the end of next week's episode. It would be at the end of next week's. Let's hope.
And I can't wait to see some familiar faces.
Yeah. Oh God, is that next week?
I don't know.
Ugh. Ugh.
Ah!
There'll be a lot to discuss that one. A lot. A lot.
Yes, make Housewives of OC. Great. Yes. Okay. So Vicky did say her confessional, Alexis, that she
Yeah.
feels like Carmela is trying to buy her way into the group by offering vibrators, purses, and jobs. Which, by the way, hysterical.
I see. But guess what, Carlos? You just gave Vicky a mark. Okay.
I
You gave
did.
her a +1. So I'm saying she does bring it. She brings a little something to the table. And although I don't agree with Vicky, I did love the comment. It was funny as heck. No, I think that Carmela is literally just being Carmela. I think she's trying to be funny. I think she's got a good sense of humor. It's dry. She's got a dry sense of humor, but I love how she rolls everything off, and I'm sticking by that. So I don't agree with Vicky on the fact that she's trying to buy her way in.
No, I don't. I don't know. But again, so we discussed how she apologized, and then the ladies are at dinner, and they start talking about their libido with their men. Tamra is like, "Look, if it happens with me and Eddie, it happens. I'm not like feeding for the sex or whatever." Heather says that she and her husband they schedule sex because they'll so much is going on. They're busy. And then she's like, "Oh wait, we haven't done it. Hey, Wednesday at 4 o'clock. You're good. You."
My poor, if we had to do that, my poor husband would be like, I can't even go there because if my kids listen to this, but I'm just if they do, I don't know if they do, and I've never asked. I don't know. I'm getting hot over here.
You're getting hot.
If my husband and I had to schedule sex, why be married?
My thoughts exactly.
I am not scheduling my sex with my at all ever. It is just if it happens, it happens, and it always does. And I'm not asking for it or needing to ask, and it just occurs when it occurs. And thank God for that. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for my life. Because the fact that I have to pull out my planner and be like, okay, wait, you know what? For the next 14 days, I won't. But then on Thursday the 25th, can at 4:22? Because at 4:15 I have a phone call. It's only going to take 7 minutes. But at 4:22, I've got till 4:29. Boom, let's go, baby. Are you ready? Isn't that hot, honey? I'll even put on a sexy pair of lingerie for you. Isn't that hot? Let's go. 4:22 to 4:29.
Not 5 minutes. My stomach.
That's seven. No,
Just
if that's
seven.
all you got, it's like I got 7 minutes because then I got a 4:30 phone call. So we got to be done at 4:29 because at 4:30 I have another phone call and then I got to start dinner at 5.
So I want to ask you this. If you're comfortable,
Depends.
okay.
I'll
On
be
a
honest
on
if
a
I can't go
scale
there.
on a scale from Tamra to Vicky, okay? I want to know which one Alexis identifies with. So I'm going to give you three women who gave us their scenario. Which one aligns more with Alexis Jansen? Okay, Tamara is saying like, look, if it happens, it happens. I'm
Well,
not
but
look.
but in Tamara's defense, I want to
Go ahead.
start with this. Okay, I want to start with this with Tamara. Tamara's defense, there is something that happens physiologically to a woman. I'm not there yet. She's 10 years old or 8 years older than me or whatever. But I mean, I even talking to my mom, I have another best friend that's 10 years older than me. There is something that physiologically happens when you're going through menopause and doing all these things that your body's changing. So in her defense, if she's not going to do the testosterone and her levels are low, her libido's low. She has not always been a low libido girl. Let me just start with that. Okay. So Eddie got the sexy kitten too, but so if she's having this issue, either it's going to work itself out or she's going to have to, and ride the waves of getting through all the hormonal changes and then her libido will come back, or she's going to have to get on something because it's true. I mean, my mom talked to me about it and told me what was happening with her. My mom and I were like best friends and tight and talked about everything. So anyway, that's what I will preface with Tamara. So it's not a forever thing with her, I don't think, but keep going. So where Tamara's at right now is she's at the basically it's non-existent. She doesn't care about it.
Okay,
That's
so that's Tamara.
okay. Middle.
Heather schedules.
Okay.
Vicky says she always initiates because her mama tell her if you don't please your man, someone will. Okay, so Alexis Jansen, three women. Which one do you align more with? Tamara, Vicky, or Heather?
I align with Alexis Jansen, and that is I do not schedule, I do not plan, and I am not in the non-existent world. I am in the Alexis Jansen world, which means when we want to, we do it, and as long as there's no one around, and even if there is, we might just be really quiet. It's just when it happens, and thank Jesus I have that relationship with my husband, and thank God he knows how to, hey, thank God I have my husband. That's all I'm going to say. So I align with none of the three women. I'm in the Alexis Jansen category, and there you go. And in the perfect world, I would pray that every woman was in my category. I don't come glowing every Friday for no reason, Carlos. So there you go. Okay.
That's it. There's nothing else that needs to be said about this.
I want to know where you. No, 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 there is. Because now it's my turn to ask you. Where do
Oh
you?
shit. Okay, go ahead,
Uh-huh.
baby.
You
Go
think I'm going
ahead.
to let you go without being a
I
turn
really thought you
taking?
would.
You know me better than that, Carlos King. Hello. We've been doing this for 2.5, 3 years now. Come on. Okay, go ahead. Tell me. Where do you align?
I'm Vicky Gunvalson all day long.
So you're the initiator. You like drop those drawers.
100%.
So you don't have any of your boys aren't the other. They're more of the quiet one, and you're just the more dominant.
Yeah.
Really? So you're attracted to that type then, the one that where you're more of the initiator, or you just like to be.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think but I also think it's just my personality, right? Like I
Oh, you're a
thrive.
go-getter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a go-getter. I thrive on being the leader. I thrive like in my
Yeah.
professional life. I'm like, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Da, 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 da. So when it comes to my personal life, I operate the same. I
Because you're
definitely take charge.
because you're so busy, I can be honest with you right now, and you're gonna be mad. I'm probably gonna say this because you're so busy and you're constantly jet setting and you have so many appointments. I could picture you be a scheduler. I can totally picture you being like Frank, be ready at 10:02 because I got to be on the podcast with Alexis at 11 o'clock. We got to go.
Can I tell you something?
You have been that way.
Absolutely.
I know him, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is not a phony relationship. I know Carlos.
I'm definitely like, hey, so like Friday of this weekend or in a few days, what do you think? He's like, okay. I'm like, okay, good.
Oh my God. I got a WD-40 in my chair because every time I keep leaning back now, it's squeaking. I don't know if the radio's going to hear that. Like, I'm laughing so much at this one that I've got to I've got to pull out the WD-40. Johnny, John.
Alexis, only you could get that out of me. That is the funniest shit ever.
Well, it's funny that I kind of pictured you being in between. I pictured you being in between Alexis and Heather. I pictured you being kind of like the scheduler, but then also just like, no, it's happening when it happens. I
Yes, yes,
pictured
yes,
that.
yes, yes. It's called what? In all relationships, compromise.
Ah, there you go. I love it. Look at your growth.
Compromise.
You're such a
Compromise.
growth
Well,
person.
look, I don't know any other way to end this episode besides that kind of talk. So, Raindrops, we do not need your poll on this one.
Actually, I would like their poll on this. I would like to see who people are more like in their sex life. Are they more of the non-existent or the so are you a Tamara, a Heather, a Vicky, or an Alexis?
Yes.
Or a
Okay.
Carlos, who's in between a lot of them.
Okay. So we'll do the five. So Raindrops, if you're comfortable, you could do it anonymously. Let us
There you
know
go.
when it comes to your your sex life. Are you Vicky, Tamra, Heather, Alexis, or Carlos? Let us know. Hashtag.
Ooh, this is going to be a juicy. Hey, guess what, Carlos? If the episode won't bring it, our podcast will. This is going to be so much fun to talk about at the beginning of next week. No, I think I'm still glass half full. I think next episode's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Camera looks activated.
Oh, I didn't. You know what? I didn't watch the trailer or the screener.
Ooh,
I didn't. I didn't
camera.
have time.
It's listen. We could be let down a little bit in case it appears to be bigger than what it seems, but Tamara got a little, yeah.
Okay. Can't wait.
Yes, yes, yes. Can't wait. All right, Alexis Jansen, I love you so much. This was a very, 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 very fun episode, and I'm so I know this was not
We
what I
went places.
expected.
We went places we don't usually go, Carlos.
Well, that's what I do on the weekends. But anyways, raindrops, because
All
I'm a,
right, everybody.
because
On
I'm
that
a,
note,
yes.
peace out.
Hey, I'll have to schedule something, Alexis. I will see you back next week.
All right. Bye,
Love you,
guys.
bro.
Love you.
Bye.